I appreciate you clicking on the video. So what we're going to do today is we're just doing a bunch of retriever training with hlHe. So this is basically going to be a training montage of the day. We're looking to do a roughly 50-meter water blind. We're going to put the orange bumper out there for him. We're going to do some simple double marks, water double marks with him, me tossing them out. So I'm using the dog bone hunter bumpers. I really like them. The only downside is they're very light, so they're not going to go too far out. We're looking at probably 20-30 meters at most. For the marks on these, we'll do doubles, simple doubles. If you're not aware, NAVDA double at the invitational level isn't too crazy. It's a 40 and a 20 yard mark, so that's kind of what we're getting him to. If we can get him that level, great, and then we'll look to get him to the hunting retriever and the AKC level as we go. I'm going to set up a pheasant drag for him. That's going to be kind of hard to film, so you'll probably see him coming to take it and leaving it, but you're not going to be able to see the whole thing. One-man operation. Don't have my drone with me, and he's funky around the drone anyway. So we're looking to do probably a 200-yard drag, which is more than you'll have in NAVDA, but is the standard for HCP. The JGHV, the German system. So we're going to do that, and then I'm really honestly just going to let him run around and swim, just have a good time. I won't put too much of that on film for you guys, but appreciate you guys watching it. And throughout the video, if you see something you're like, that doesn't look right, or hey, I never thought about that, I like that, let me know down below in the comments. That'd be great. Like I always say, I'm on my first dog. I can use help from internet strangers as much as possible. So again, thanks, and I hope you enjoy, and I'm glad you guys have stuck around and watched hlHe's progression from when we got him to where he is now. He's come a long way. We got a lot more work to do with him though. So, thanks. Heel. Nope, nope. Dead bird. Dead bird. Look. Dead bird. Nope. Hey, just heel. Heel. Dead bird. Good. Back. Good boy. Good boy. Hold. Good boy. Heel. No, fetch. Heel. give. Good boy. All right, so he dropped it at the end. I probably could have walked over and grabbed it, but I'm trying to get him to deliver it better. So he shook. He held it while he shook and came out of his mouth. So not too big of a deal. In a testing environment, I would have taken that step and grabbed it. Like I would have taken the 3 or the whatever the dock would have been on the points, because that's better than him dropping it. So, but overall pretty good. So if you can tell from this little point here to that spot right there, I'll check it. I'll put it on the screen or whatever, but if I remember right, it's about 50 meters or 50 yards. I think it's 53 yards, something along that line. No pun intended. And then, so not the hardest blind in the world, right? So, which is fine. So for VGP, HCP, it's only a 30-meter blind. This is around 50. And then we got open shore, open water, and then we've got brush, and then we've got this open patch here, which I think lets him really hone in on it. If you notice his line, he curved a little bit, but he corrected himself, which is nice. Had to hold back from trying to cast him, but he took a good, straight-ish with his little curves line, got the bumper, brought it back. I really can't argue with that. So, it's exceeding the standard for HCP, VGP. Granted, there will be more cover and stuff like that. But overall, pretty good. I'm happy with that, especially considering he couldn't do one of these 10 yards 4 weeks ago. So, all in all, pretty good. He's getting there. All right, so we're going to move to double marks. I'm out here by myself. That might be an issue for some of you guys as well. You don't have bird boys and a crew and a team or whatever. So I'm using these dog bone bumpers. I actually really like them. The only downside, like I said in the beginning, is they're very light because they're filled with cork. So they're not going to go too far. That's okay. I'm not really trying to test hlHe's ability. I just want to get him used to the fact that there's 2 marks out there. If I can chuck these a quarter of the way, half of the way, I think that's fine. It's going to help him out. So when we get somewhere where we can get an assistant or something, they can throw him a little further. I know he can mark pretty far out, at least on a mowed grass or whatever. So we're just getting him some reps, getting him some exercise. It's not hot out today, but it's really humid. Like I feel all gross just standing here and I'm barely doing anything. So I want him in the water as much as possible, burn some energy off, and then we're going to do the track. Let's run it. Good boy. Good boy. Ready? Mark. Hey, look. hlHe. Nope. Back. Good boy. Heel. Good boy, Gip. Hades. Hades. Good boy. Heel. Good boy, Gip. Very good, very good. So I'm not sure if you could see that. I had to give Hades a no back. What happened was there's a lot of glare. I don't know, this is hard. There's a lot of glare back there, and I think it was causing him to not see this bumper, so he was just going off of his memory. But what he could see was the first bumper, the memory bird. So I think in his mind he thought I can just go get that one and I'll be done. But a good no back got him to go, and we had no issues on that second bumper. So we're gonna transition to the next one. So I think those are roughly like 30-20 yards. Nothing crazy, not good enough for like the retriever test by any means, but for what we're doing, obviously we're learning, we're training, we're teaching, we're not testing. I'm not trying to see what his limits are. I'm just trying to get him used to doing the thing. And for me as a single hunter, like that's not an unreasonable expectation to have 2 birds go down, 2 doves go down within, you know, under 50 meters, under 50 yards. You figure shotgun range, you drop them stone dead. We're not talking about flyers or anything like that. So. Good. Mark. Mark. Hey. Oh yeah, good boy. Good boy. Yeah. Good boy. Heel. No heel. Sit. Hades. So that bumper moved with the wind. Hades went where it landed, which is something that's going to happen in a hunt. Oh yeah, good boy. Oh, you're a good boy. Good boy, good boy. Yep. Very good boy. So again, I don't know if you could see the go bird or not. We'll see. I'm gonna post it anyway. We're gonna do, leave it. People trash this place. People suck. We're gonna do one more. I'm not gonna put that on camera because there's no way you're gonna see it, but I'm basically gonna do a 180 kind of deal. So they're not within sight. These aren't hard, like I said before. These are white bumpers on the water. The glares probably makes it a little difficult. There's no cover. It's simple. Like I said, you don't need to go in straight away into testing and trying to push your dog's limits. This could be his limit right now because we haven't done many doubles. So, all right, so I'm gonna go and lay this drag. I got a pheasant. He's got pheasants in the past while hunting, 2 or 3 of them, but I haven't formally ever done retriever work with him on pheasant, so hopefully it all goes well. But you don't always get the chance to put your dog on the game you expect him to retrieve, and with it being a bird, I'm not too worried about it. So you're not going to be able to see me go and walk the trail out or whatever, but what I'm going to do basically is I'm going to just make a simple L. This is probably going to be the furthest drag I do for him, so I'm looking to do 200-ish meters, which should be more than NAVTA. The rule book says, outside the line, this is paraphrase, but outside the side of the handler with, I think it's 1 or 2 loose angles, upwards of 150 yards. JGHV is 200 yards for game, or feather game, 300 meters, sorry, not yards, but meters. 200 meters for feathered, 300 meters for furred. So we're going to do that. There's going to be a path. I'm not asking him to do anything crazy. If you add variables, you need to drop variables. So I'm going to take, there's a path basically where you can tell they cut a path here every once in a while. I'm going to take that, take a hard, I think it's going to be a hard left turn, walk it out. I'm going to use Onyx to track myself. Looking to get that 200 meters or so. If I can get a little more, great. It's always good to go above the standard if you can. I'm going to leave the camera out there pointed on it. We'll see what he does. Hopefully he just grabs it and comes on back. I have a feeling he's going to hit it, smell it for a little bit, grab it, and come back. He's pretty good at this. Hopefully he doesn't make a liar out of me. So I'm going to put him on a down stay. He'll probably sit up. We'll never know until I come back. Leave the camera out there. He'll come get it, deliver to hand, and then I'll come get the camera. And then I'm just going to let him have some fun. So, we did the blind, 1 retrieve. We did 3 double marks. Now we're at 7 retrieves. This will make 8 retrieves. He's force fetched, but I still want to keep it fun, and the weather is not great. So don't want to overheat my dog, but this water is nice and cool. So yeah. All right, so we got the pheasant laid. It's a 247.5 yard drag. I would, plus or minus. GPS tracking is kind of wonky sometimes. A whole bunch of doves just flushed and a chipmunk ran across, so that's going to add a couple layers of distraction and stress. And if you're new to like the versatile dog world, like me, you might think, hey, this is a use of nose. It's not a use of nose. The retrieve of drag game is strictly an obedience thing. Like, we wouldn't be able to smell it, but there's been times where I've sent Hades off on these things, and you can see where it is through the grass. So the whole point is, I'm sending the dog out away from eyesight. He can't see me. In a testing environment, you'd have a judge, or in NAVTA, you'd have a judge, and in JGHV, you'd have, I think, 2 judges out here, just watching, observing to see what the dog does. So I'm going to set that up for a better retrieve. I'm going to put it perpendicular to this path. I'm going to walk on back, and then we're going to send Hades. You should be able to see him coming from all the way back there. And if he does everything right, he'll grab it and turn right back around, come to me, deliver in the front side or heel, because he can't make up his mind, and neither can I, and deliver to hand. And then I'm going to walk back up, grab it, he should be down there just chilling. He hasn't moved according to the GPS tracker, and I haven't seen him, and he didn't make any noise. So we're getting dual training here. He's doing a down stay, getting used to me walking away, and then we're going to do this retrieve to drag game. This is above the standard for both tests, for JGHV and NAVDA. So if all goes well, we'll be trucking along, and you probably don't care because I'm rambling, but in the UPT test that he signed up for, it's approximately a 50 yard. This is 5 times that length. So I think we're doing all right. All right, so you couldn't see what happened. Well, you could hear. Hopefully everything went well here. Based off the lag, I haven't watched the video. I'm assuming he got here, sniffed around a little bit, maybe blew right past it, came back, grabbed it and came back. He dropped it once on the way back. I think the spurs hit him in the face, honestly, because it wasn't a drop run away. It was a drop, pick back up, better grip, and show up. So could have been spurs hit him in the face. He's never dealt with the spurs before. It could have been he was holding it by a wing or whatever. On the trail itself, he veered off twice. Once was at a spot where a squirrel ran earlier. His fur drive is higher than his bird drive. However, about 5 seconds later, he got back on it, veered off again towards the woods. About 5 seconds, came out. Then at the right hand or left hand turn, that 90-degree angle, which we've never done before, 90 degrees, we've always done relatively obtuse angles with him. He blew past it, ran off, did a search for about 20 seconds, came back, hit the scent, which is why you probably saw him come out of the green stuff, hit the scent and took a nice clean line over to the pheasant. So overall, very happy with that. It would have been very good in the test. I believe it would have been a 4 in NAVDA for the obedience part. Maybe the retrieve would have got hit for a 3 because he dropped it on the way back, but I don't know if that's the case because he dropped it, picked it back up, got a better grip, and came back. I'm not a judge. I've never ran any of these tests. I've just done a rules and aims clinic for NAVDA when my dog was like 4 months old. So yeah, so that's about it. We're gonna do some more heel work on the way out. I'm gonna let him run around, burn off some energy, and swim.